Hey, hey, hey. Well, y'all, this was spur of the moment, so I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes. My glasses have such a glare on them, but I'm sitting under these really bright lights, and then I have lights on behind me, so it's just kind of bright over here. I don't think that's really going to work, is it? Let me move over here while I'm waiting for y'all to come on, okay? Also, I need to learn how to cut these videos. Y'all have my hair up in this crazy little bun right here, but I need to learn how to cut these videos so the time that I need to wait on here for y'all to come on, if people access this on YouTube, because this will be put on YouTube, then they don't want to hear all this, but it does take a few minutes. So please just give me a couple of minutes to get some people on here. If you are on YouTube watching this, hang with me because I always have, some things that I want to share with y'all. And I know. And y'all tag your friends. Let's get some people on here because hey, Stacy. I just have some updates. And Paige, y'all, I've been missing y'all. Janice is on with this. I've been missing y'all. And listen, okay, if I don't respond to your comments right when I will. But y'all, I have a hard time. Y'all that have been with me a while know I have a hard time. Once I get, yes, my hair's up in a little bit. I didn't cut it off or anything. Once I get on a roll, and then if I sidetrack and do something else, forget it. I'm never going to remember. So I will probably, unless we're just kind of like right now and we're just, getting people on, I'm not sure why I wanted to go live this time. Hey, Janice. But there's so much to talk to y'all about. And I know when there's not a lot of live stuff on the page. Yes, the page is amazing. Okay, y'all give us a hand clap if you think the page is amazing. Overall, inmate support, okay, that's what the page is called, okay? Just to let y'all know, inmate support, okay? This page started a little bit over 5 years ago. And hey, Emily, I'm so happy you're on here with us. So this page started 5 years ago, okay? And the reason why it started is my son, I'm just going to get to the chase, okay? And if y'all can stay with me, I hope y'all can. I'll try not to make this too long of a video, but y'all know I always get on a roll. If y'all have any questions too, if y'all have a topic we want to talk about for a few minutes. My husband took my daughter to the basketball game, and my son is here, but he's taking a bath. Y'all have just been, hey, Alyssa, y'all my newfound friend. Okay. Y'all have to stay with me because I have so many stories to tell y'all. I have to tell y'all the Alyssa story. Alyssa, I'm telling them the Alyssa story tonight, okay? Because I try to tell. I also have a Sandy Roberts story, okay? I've told y'all the story before. I'm going to go back in just a second to how this page started. For those of you who are new or just popping on or really didn't even realize how all this got started. But I wanted to write that down because I got to tell y'all the Alyssa story. And Sandy Roberts came to this page. I'm going to tell y'all a brief Sandy Roberts story, okay? Because I want to tell y'all how God works in my life, okay? I'm not preaching to y'all. It's never like that. I just want to tell y'all some real stuff, okay? So I want to tell y'all the Alyssa Farley story. Y'all have to hear this. And she's on here. And y'all got to hear this. This is such a trip. Oh, and there's a new story from last night, okay? That y'all will know that this page is meant to be, okay? That's why we don't deal with drama on this page, okay? The reason why we don't deal with drama on this page is because we want this page to always stay positive, so it's moving forward. So Satan doesn't have a chance. I mean, he's going to attack it anyway, but he really doesn't have a chance because he sees we're not going to put up with it. We're not going to let people attack each other. We're not going to and we have a zero tolerance. And people will say, well, why don't you just give them a chance? You know what, y'all? That's why awesome Paige. Hey, Valerie. But when you join our page, we make a vow to you and ourselves that we're going to keep it as safe as we can. If you're on social media sharing all your stuff and sharing screenshots of your husband on cell phones, you know what, y'all, you're you're headed for disaster, okay? We don't allow that though. If we see that stuff, this is what we do. We only have 3 admins. You might say, wow, 3 admins for a page that has, almost 9,000 people. Y'all, it's just like, wow, But the reason why, okay, we've had other people try it with the admins and, we want to help. And we appreciate y'all so much, okay? We do. We appreciate you. So I don't like to use the word but I want to tell y'all kind of where I'm going with that. So Cindy Sue, Kara Thompson, and I are the admins on that page. We've had others. They've never left with hard feelings. If you have biases to pretty much anything, let's say, I'm going to give you an example, and don't start talking about this subject that I'm going to give you, but I'm going to give you the most extreme one. I don't really want to start commenting about it or anything like that. But we have sex offenders on our page, okay, y'all? And I'm not going to get into this because this isn't about sex offenders, but we don't know why they're sex offenders, okay? I have seen men out just peeing outside, total innocent thing, and things become bad. Maybe they didn't go do a lot of prison time, but they've done some time. I've seen myself, okay? I was 13 years old when I hooked up with my son's dad, and I knew very well he was 18 and he knew I was 13. You go, oh my gosh, 13? Yes, 13. I was very fast. In my back in my day, I went back, I got straightened up, I got straightened out. That's why I had to walk away from my son's dad as far as in a relationship. I never walked away from him as my family, as someone that we were always there for him. I always had money on his books. It didn't matter what I was doing in my life, but he knew our relationship was over because I just couldn't do it anymore. I was 14 when I got pregnant with Michael. I had him 3 months before I turned 15, and I couldn't do it anymore. By the time I was like 20, 19, I was done. I was done with it, 20 years old, but I still went back. And so really by the time I was, a little bit older, but I had married in there, but I never got over that. It's not about that either. But sex offenders, okay? We don't know why they're there, okay? And it's not for us to judge. And people are and you know what? I respect how people feel, but you won't bash people on our page because we don't know. It's just like people who are in there for murder. I've seen people who have in self-defense, okay? And because they took it to trial, the prosecutor's going to be pissed when you take something to trial, okay? I've seen very few cases win at trial. I'm just being honest. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I've seen very, very few. And y'all, I have a bachelor's in criminal justice, a master's in criminal justice, and I study this day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. And I'm telling you right now, okay, so yes, so y'all, I get all these tangents, I know. So that's not for me to judge why somebody's in there for murder. They killed somebody, self-defense. They've taken it to trial, and then they get murder, and they get life without parole, and they are no murderer, okay? I'm not saying there aren't sex offenders that deserve to be in prison, because if not, they're going to hurt somebody. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying that's not for me to judge. It's not for me to ask you. I'm never asking proof on this page. Proof, all these pages want to know proof. I don't care. And some of y'all freak out when I say this, but I'll explain myself on this too. We have correctional officers on this page. You go, oh, we have correctional. They're not active correctional officers that I know of, okay? But you're on social media, and people can say they're Susie Q and really we haven't had too many problems. We've had a few, but just don't share your loved one's stuff. Y'all will never see my son's last name, even though he's not doing anything against the rules in there. He's trying to get out. I don't share my son's, I know we were excited and I share pictures. Nobody can tell what your loved one's name is by a picture. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really think, if you're on social media, okay, you're vulnerable anyway. Anything you share, whether it's in a message, whether or not, it can get shared, okay? So why am I one of our admins, let me tell y'all the Kara story real quick, okay? So I'm going into Buster Cole prison in Bonham for 2.5 years. My husband and I were going in with the most amazing women, and we were doing prison history. We were teaching an overcomers class. And so I go in, third or fourth time I'd went into Buster Cole, and there's this really, 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 I'm going to put indefinite past that, cool correctional officer. And when I say cool, she wasn't like flirting with the guys or anything like that. She was talking to him with respect, okay? The guys would always tell us that. We were in a maximum security place. These people, some were in for murder, I was never scared, and I was alone. My husband and I were alone with a room with 50 men every Tuesday night. And this woman, every week, she would do her rounds. I'd watch her. She'd do count, and it was never, she treated them with so much respect. And that woman happens to be Kara Thompson, and she is one of our admins. And I can tell a little bit of her story because she tells it on our reentry page a lot. She's going through some stuff with her husband that was incarcerated, and he's out now. I'm not going to, if you want to read up on that story, go to our inmate support reentry page on Facebook. If your loved one's getting out, in 2019, we like those to be within 6 months to a year. But go there and you can read it. But she's having some situations right now. But she's amazing. Okay. And Cindy Sue, y'all, this woman, you don't understand. This woman, and I appreciate everything any of y'all do. Anybody who has sent stamps, anybody who has even sent your loved one's name. I can't take a whole lot more names because we are physically only a few people. And y'all have offered to help. You have definitely offered to help. And I appreciate that so much. But we have to figure out a system where it's safe for the inmate, because we have had a couple of occasions we had let people do that in the past, and I don't even know what it was, some weird stuff though, either got sent to an inmate that their loved one was saying this about them on our page, just stupid stuff, okay? But think about it. If they would have never shared an inmate name, an inmate address, that's why we have those rules, okay? So Cindy Sue and I and a few others, Shasta and her church, we've had a few others. Thank y'all so much for helping with that. We are probably going to send out 700 cards. If y'all see this and you are like, I want my loved one, I'm not saying don't submit their name at all. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it could be after Christmas that they get it. But it's still going to be a holiday card. Holiday. It's a letter. It's not a card. It's a letter. It's on a kind of a form letter. And then we sign it to make it more personal. So if that's something that your loved one, we really want to hit the ones that just aren't going to get probably much, around here. It's a hard time. But anyway, so that's that. Then back to how incarcerated loved ones, the reason why I called incarcerated loved ones, I'll tell y'all, started was when my son was arrested. He was looking at 25 to life. That was November 21st, 2013. And he was looking at a lot of time, and I was never going to accept the fact that he was going to do that much time. But I knew that, I had to have faith, and I knew that I had to believe that he wasn't going to do that time, y'all, because I'm going to tell you something right now. And for you moms out there and loved ones, that are, which all of you that are watching this, I'm sure are, it's the hardest feeling besides death. I guess the worst would be death of him. But it feels like death. And so you just go through so much. And I just needed a support group. I needed a group. So I said, you know what? What better way than to start one? So it started out as Incarcerated Sons is what it was called. Just Incarcerated Sons. But y'all, then I started getting people joining that were sisters, brothers, wives, husbands, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. Kennedy, I'll be off in a few minutes and then I'll get that for you. Sorry, y'all. My little boy got out of the bath. That's why I haven't been going live as much. We have been so busy with, I work. I'm a mentor for at-risk students at my middle school. Absolutely love it. But I'm also going to be substitute teaching. My life is busy, but it's great. Okay, so started out as Incarcerated Sons, went on to Incarcerated Sons, Daughters, Husbands, Wives. This was the name of this group. Incarcerated Sons, Daughters, Husbands, Wives. Then it changed to Incarcerated Sons, Daughters, Husbands, Wives, and Lows. And I'm like, okay, this is getting too much. So I changed it to Inmate Support. And then we don't have all 50 states because some are very small and you have to really have active admins, okay? These admins don't get paid. And I'm going to go back to Cindy Sue in just a second, speaking of her. But these admins don't get paid, so, and they work hard, and they, it doesn't take a whole lot, but some spend more because they love it. And it's just something they do. And those are the strongest pages. But I thank y'all. And I'm telling y'all, if we ever become this, we are a 501c3 under a nonprofit organization that's called Pioneer Trails Ministry. We do hunger. We feed at a soup kitchen. We give out food. We take food and mittens and, scarves, because we live in a very, very cold place. And we have these things called blessing boxes. We take things out to blessing boxes. We work with addicts. I'm a mentor for at-risk students. So that's what we do. And the incarcerated inmate support started. So a quick version. So then right after my son went in, I knew I couldn't just lay in bed and cry. There was no way, because I would die. Okay. I would die. I would have a heart attack and I would die. And I've got 2 other kids that are at home still. They're young. They were only 4 and like 8 at the time. Now they're 14 and, 9. And I knew I couldn't. I have a daughter that's 28. I have grandchildren. I have a mom that's alive. Thank you, Jesus. I have sisters, a brother, people who love me. I have that. I could not. My son, that's the one who went to prison. One of my friends actually died of a broken heart, y'all. She lost two of her boys that were together when they were committing their crime. And one was looking at life and the other one was going to take the 20 years. And the other one said, I'm not taking it. I'm taking it to court. And she knew and he did get life. He got like 4 life sentences, and this is just burglary and stuff, but he was so into it. They just had it with him. And it was a very, harsh county in Texas, which most of them are. She died. Totally healthy woman, went, exercised, took care of herself, died. She'd message me every day about her boys. They were in jail and she was sick. So let me tell you something. And I believe my son's dad died of a broken heart, okay? Because he only died 2 months, a little bit after our son went in. Mike died. So all those years, 32 years that I had dealt with it and had to visit and drive. And I visited hundreds of units, you know what I mean? Because he was mostly in. Sometimes he was out, but when he was out, he was running the streets. So he didn't need us. And it wasn't, people go, well, I would have never done that. It wasn't like that. That was something I chose to do. He was my family to me. Okay. We were together for a long time. We were young, and he was my son's dad, and that was it. I did it by choice. I didn't, there were times I didn't send anything, but what I'm saying is when you do something from the heart, you do it. Okay. We both had a very understanding. It was never anything like that, even though, it should have been, but it couldn't be, because you can't have that with a life of incarceration, meth, women, motel rooms. You can't. So, period. If you're dabbling in any of that, it's never going to work. Everything's going to go to crap. Hey, Vanita. Yes. Tammy, thank you. So inmate support, we have several pages. We have a reentry page. We have a prayers page. And it's not about pages, y'all. It's not about fame and how many followers I have. It's truly not, but it's about getting the word out there that it's going to be okay. Regardless, it's going to be okay. We just have to run the course, and we have to fight for them, because our voices matter. And y'all know I share a lot of advocacy stuff, and our voices do matter. Okay. Now this is something else I want to tell y'all. I'm going to tell y'all about the gathering, 2019 gathering, y'all. Okay. And then I'm going to tell y'all the Alyssa story, and then I'll close because I got to get my son some food. But the 2019, it is in 2019, Inmate Support Gathering is in Akron, Ohio. Hey, Jeff, if you can get women, okay, y'all, I know the men are like, I've had a couple of men like, y'all, the topics that we're going to be talking about, men won't even want to talk about, okay? We are going to have some men speakers. So if we wind up with the 50 seats, we could probably keep the men speakers there, because they are family members of the females, as my husband will be to help with, getting in. So that's not, but the actual, I don't want to call it a conference, but it basically is. That's why it's $80. Okay. Listen, if you want to come, but I can't come up with $80 all at once. I have a way that I can send you an invoice on PayPal where you can make partial payments. Okay. Let me know. Don't not come because of that. I understand some of you, there's no way way you could get to Akron, okay? That's why we are going to be going live on that. But share that with people that can get to Akron, Ohio. May 3rd and 4th. Y'all, we have an amazing agenda. We're going to have great food. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I have so many ideas coming to me, and God has shown me so many things. I'm like, it is amazing. I'm so pumped up about it. I really don't like the advertisement, so I am going to have that redone if y'all have any ideas for that. But it's about becoming your own best friend, okay? So if you can do that, there's going to be group rates at Holiday Inn Express in Akron. All that information's on the page, or I can get that information to you. We'll really start sharing it a lot after the first of the year. If you know any church groups in Akron, it is going to be Christian-based, but it's not going to be like shoving it down your throat Christian-based. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way or anything like that, but we just tell you our stories, okay? And when we share our stories with you and you share your stories with us, we realize that there's no way that some of these things can happen just by accident, okay? And that's why I'm going to tell y'all this story about Alyssa, okay? Alyssa Farley. Alyssa, are you still on here? Make a comment if you are. But the Akron is going to be great. You're going to see more stuff about it. It is $80, but that includes all your food. It includes your t-shirt, your journal. There's going to be little things in your bag. It does not include your room, but the cool part about that is you can double up with somebody. I mean, hey, I didn't say this, but I've tripled up with people, whatever you got to do. But those rooms are not going to be $99. You will just, book that with the Holiday Inn Express. All that information is on there, okay? Yes, please, please, please send this. The only thing is, because this is a closed group, there's no way to share this. But what I'll do, there is a way to share this. I'll upload this to YouTube. And then if you want to share it anywhere else from YouTube, please do. We're on YouTube. Under Inmate Support. You'll see that when I upload it. And I'll share the link on here. And I'll share it in this post as well. Okay, so I would love for y'all to share that. I'll be doing inmate support gathering just info videos here pretty soon too. I just don't, everybody has Christmas right now. Everybody, Valerie, girl, I can, okay. I can also be a little bit harsh. That's why I like to go live so y'all can see I'm from the heart. I'm not harsh. I like to tell it like it is. I hope y'all can join us for the Ohio gathering. We are going to have one in Texas as well, but I'm thinking now it's going to be more towards next Thanksgiving time. Okay. So I'm going to get with Kara on that. We're going to figure that out. But the first one is in Akron, Ohio, and I cannot wait. We're going to have so much fun. We're even going to have a slumber party, y'all. We're going to have a slumber party in the conference room. We have the conference room rented, and we're going to have a slumber party, and it's going to be so fun. I am going to get with the ladies soon. We have Kathy, Cindy, Kara, Cass are helping us. If there's anyone else from Ohio that is interested in helping us, specifically the Akron area, please let me know. I'm going to have some postcards made up. Maybe you could take, I could send them to you. You could take them to the churches around. Again, this is more, we want to stick with the more non-traditional type churches because this is going to be, we're going to have inmates speaking, ex-inmates. So, there could be a little bit of language here and there. Our playlist is going to be a mix of things, including some contemporary, Christian music. Okay, let me tell y'all the Alyssa story before everybody falls off, okay? Because I noticed the numbers are going down. So, someone had sponsored some jewelry on here, okay? They said that the unpaid invoices about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, they wanted to pay the unpaid invoices as a blessing to people at Christmas time. So I had Alyssa messaged me, and she happened to be one of them, okay? And I said, I told her what the deal was, and I said, Alyssa, a lady, paid for it, what I just told y'all. So I said, let me get your address, okay? So she gives me her address, okay? Her address is, well, I don't know if she wants me to tell you. Let's just say small town Texas, okay? Because that's what it is, y'all. It's tiny. I don't even know the population, but it's maybe 2,000, okay? So I used to teach school there. Okay, that was where I raised my son that's incarcerated, his sister as a single mom, next door to my mom. That's where now, mind you, I moved from there to a town about 15 miles away for the last, 14 years that I had lived in the area. But I had lived in this area. I'm 48, 18, 31 years, okay? The other time was in the small town, Texas, okay? So I'm like, and I moved away over 3 years ago. So I'm like, you live in small town, Texas. And I said, girl, you're never going to believe this, okay? I taught school there. I lived there for years and years. I mean, what are the odds? Okay, honestly, all the United States we have on this page, okay? Everybody, people who join this page are even from overseas. What are the odds that this would happen? So we go to each other's Facebook and we realize we have like 20-something mutual friends. We realize we know the exact same people. We've hung out with the same people. Then I start seeing later when we become friends on Facebook, because we're like, are you kidding me? I start seeing where she's making comments on people who I know very well's posts, like she knows them very well. I just saw a couple the other day, Alyssa. That's why I always hit a comment and go, girl, look, here we are again. She's giving advice and I'm coming in and giving advice on y'all. There's no way. Okay. So let me tell y'all the Sandy story. Sandy Roberts, and Alyssa, you're going to like this too. And you're probably going to know who I'm talking about too. And this is going to trip you out. Okay. So this chick, really cool chick, Sandy Roberts, I don't think she's on here right now, but she was actually an admin with us for a while. She has been clean now for like 6 months. It's great. But when she first got on the page, she was a mess. And she won't mind me saying this. She was still using, she was in it, she had to do a couple of little jail stints, and she'd get on, she got right on the page and she'd go live as soon as she'd get out of jail. And our page was just like, whoa, we loved it. It was this juicy stuff, and she was always just had stuff going. So one day she says, I noticed that your daughter has a mutual friend. Hey, Debbie, y'all got to hear this, man. Sandy says to me, I noticed that your daughter has a mutual friend of mine. Her name is Bobby. Okay, I'm not going to say the last name on that either. And I said, Bobby and Brittany were best friends like all through, their younger years, like probably from about 4th grade to about 8th grade when they were doing their crazy, crazy stuff. Brittany was at Bobby's all the time, okay? Well, Bobby's parents were older, okay? So, and they loved to kind of party a little, so they'd let Bobby and Brittany do, not too bad of stuff, but they'd let them ride the four-wheeler at night or, stuff like that. And I trusted them. They were amazing people. So, so they hung out a lot, okay? Because I was a single mom. I was like, shoot, I trust y'all. Y'all are older. Y'all are, they were the age that I am now. They were then, okay? And so this was like 18 years ago or, 16 years ago, 15 years ago. So I'm giving y'all the history of Bobby first. And so Bobby's parents were older and they had moved to this small town, Texas, same exact town as Alyssa, okay? They had moved there. You know them. I guarantee you, Alyssa, you know who I'm talking about. I'll message you and tell you. They had moved there because they didn't want to raise Bobby. They were in Arkansas. They didn't really want to raise Bobby there. I don't know the whole story. Greg, her husband, y'all are going to put these names together and know who I'm talking about. But the dad, I think, got a job in small town Texas from Arkansas. Okay. Well, Sandy Roberts, let's go, years later, Sandy and she's like, your daughter and I have a mutual friend. She said, Bobby. And I said, yeah, but Sandy lives in Arkansas, okay? And Bobby was raised, now Bobby's like 30 years old, She goes, yeah. She goes, how I know them is Bobby's sister, which actually has passed away, sadly, because she passed away at a young age. She was only like in her 20s. Bobby's sister and I were very best friends in Arkansas, okay? But by the time Bobby's parents, y'all follow me. I know this sounds confusing. By the time Bobby's parents, the older parents, had moved to Arkansas, they had raised 2 other girls. They were grown. They waited for those girls to get out of high school, whatever, okay? One's name was Cody. So Sandy says, Cody and I were best friends. I was always at Bobby's house, but Bobby was little. She was like little, like born, like baby little. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. She said, yes. And then they moved away and went to small town Texas. And she said, and I used to go out there because Cody and I would go out to see her mom. We'd drive, it's like 4 hours away, and we would go see her mom and we'd hang out there. Well, all this time, y'all have to remember, this is years ago. I'm just meeting Sandy like about a year and a half ago now, a year ago. You know what I'm saying? And she's telling me this, and she was probably drove from Arkansas to, what are the odds? And then I meet her on the page that I started years later because of an incarceration situation. Those aren't coincidences. And I could tell y'all 1,000 more stories, honestly, because it happens to me a lot. And I could tell y'all a lot more, but I'm not gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna save that. Okay. Plus I want to upload this to YouTube, and the video, the longer it is, the longer it will take me to do that. Y'all, I promise you I'm going to start going live more. We've got to make it more personable. It's hard to be personable in just posts, okay? So I'm going to go live more. Let's get involved more. Let's do some advocacy. Let's share. Y'all come to the gathering, okay? If you're interested in any way, shape, or form, get to Akron, Ohio, May 3rd and 4th. Yes, Valerie, I used to go live all the time, okay? But the deal is, like, my kids are real active. My daughter's in dance. And now my son's playing basketball. But you know what? And they're here all the time. And the TV's going in. But you know what? This is my organization that I'm passionate about. And they need to always see that. They know, because I live, eat, breathe inmate support. Okay. So that's another thing. We don't stay strict on our pages because we're trying to be prudes. We stay strict on those pages, y'all, because we're just trying to keep them safe. You know what I mean? And if we start letting people come in there and cuss in, and trust me, we all cuss. I mean, in a little bit. I'm not trying to speak for everybody else, but we just don't do it on the pages. If somebody slips with a S or an A, that's one thing. People start F word and they start bashing each other, they got to go. It's like anything. One apple could spoil the whole, and I will not. We have worked way too hard, okay? So I want to ask y'all something before I close. I want to ask y'all, if you ever see anything sketchy, any fundraisers, advertisements, I do share a little bit on the Incarcerated Loved One page about some of the jewelry that we're selling, but it's just because I know people want this jewelry, and not everybody's on the Swap and Shop page. We have Inmate Support Swap and Shop on Facebook, and you can sell on there, you can buy on there, you can swap on there. We just don't allow fundraisers. Cindy Sue, she just see y'all. I was gonna get to Cindy Sue. I told y'all too. So that's the deal with that. So if anybody puts fundraisers or anything on any of the pages, JD is advertising his books right now, but you know what, y'all? These are for a cause. These are for a cause. I don't mind if y'all go live, if you've got something. I just don't want it to look like a sales page. That's what the Swap and Shop is for. I do share stuff on there. I understand I do. I don't like to use that word, but however, I know, but sometimes that's the only way for me to let people know. Okay. So, and I know people want it, and I know people don't always go to the Swap and Shop page. So what I was telling y'all earlier about Cindy Sue, okay, because she just joined us, and I want her to know we appreciate her. I appreciate all y'all. Okay. If you see anything sketchy on the page, you tell us. I appreciate every single one. But Cindy Sue, y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, this woman works this like it's a full-time job. She is working, and I'm not trying to say this to embarrass her. I'm not trying to say this to give her any, we don't want to be, we're not trying to be braggers, but I'm telling y'all, give a hand to Cindy Sue, because this woman is writing out a lot of cards this year, is all I want to say. She told me the other day, we're going to do about 700. Well, I've done about 200. So you do the math. You know what I mean? She has found one or two, but Cindy is very particular about who gets the addresses, because her number one thing is keeping our loved ones safe. Okay. And that means more to me than anything. So I want y'all to know, y'all, when I point out Cindy, it's not because I'm trying to make anyone else feel bad or not feel as, I want to tell y'all, this woman works this job like it's a job. She sits and writes cards. It makes me almost want to cry, because she works this like a job, and she takes it personal, and she takes it serious. And I'm telling you, if we ever have paid employees, Cindy Sue's the first one that's going to get hired. I mean, honestly, in all reality, it just, and Kathy, and just the way that some of y'all admins work your pages is unbelievable. You know what someone asked me today at work, because I was talking to her about it. She said, what does that pay? And I said, these women do this from from their heart. I don't want anybody to feel like it's something that you have to do because I'm saying this. Because if it's not from your heart, it's kind of like our speakers at this gathering. They'll say, well, what do you want me to speak on? And I'm like, I can't tell you what to speak on. I really want you to tie it back to this because this is our, whole theme, if you want to call it that. But I'm never going to tell you what to speak on, okay? That's your story. Exactly, Debbie, we have to take care of it. We have to take care of each other. And those of you who have been here a while and those of you who haven't, I don't call you newbies. No, you're not newbies and you're not, veterans. We are a family. And if you don't want to be part of this family, we just say bye and we send you out. And that's why we have a group with 9,000 people that can, for the most part, get along. And people get so mad and sometimes they leave. And I say, wait, don't leave because we'll take care of this. We will take care of it, okay? Just know that. But I want to tell all y'all thank you. Debbie helps me so much. You know how many times she sent me stuff and goes, Jody, this is going crazy. Because 3 people and 9,000 people cannot, we have 3 of us that can actually remove and block people. And the only reason we do that, y'all, like I was telling y'all earlier, is because Kara, Cindy, and I on the exact same page. I mean, we really are. It's a God thing. The way Kara sent me. Then I told y'all about Kara. If y'all have been with me for the whole live about Kara, if you haven't, go back how I met Kara. Well, then I find out Kara, I'm leaving the state because I'm moving from Texas, my home, to West Virginia because this is about the time I met Kara. But I find out she's joining the church that I had been a member at for 12 years. Very active. Very, very active. It was a cowboy church in Texas. With, team leader of the women's ministry. I've done a lot of these like conferences. That's why I'm so excited about it because I know. And that's why nothing against men not coming. But this isn't for you. You will be like, why did I come to this? If we can get the 50 spots, we can bring the men in to help serve and things like that. But in the speaking parts, absolutely not unless they are the speaker and they're speaking on their thing. Because y'all are going to love this. We have a really good thing. We got a really good program coming for y'all. So if y'all can make it, I'm going to be sharing more information on that. Thank you, Patty. I try and I do it for my heart and I love y'all and I want to protect y'all and I want to protect us all. And my number one is the inmates, to be honest. Y'all are too, but the inmates are the ones that are locked up. Okay. So I just feel like we're locked up too. Yes, but they're locked up physically, emotionally, they're locked up. They can't just get up and go use the bathroom anytime they want. They can't just get up and use the phone anytime they want. So you know what? I will get on a soapbox, but if your loved one seems antsy or fidgety or this or that, you know what? Give them a break. Unless they're just violating and just cussing you. No, I don't say do that. Give them a break, okay? All right, y'all. I got to get my kid fed, but I will be on soon. I'm going to try to go on like every day or every other day here through the holidays because it's a hard time for people, okay? And I love y'all. I was trying to hold that sneeze, but I just couldn't do it. And like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. So I'll be seeing y'all soon and peace out.